What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so earlier I did a video talking about the comments made by uh, NBA player Joel Embiid, in which he tried to downplay the overall talent of this year's USA Olympic team, basketball team. But in these comments, he also threw some shade at LeBron James, basically saying, like, look, this team has a lot of guys who are older, a lot of guys who, on paper, their names, but their games don't translate to what fans and the media, full of nostalgia, like to make them out to be. They're not quite the same players that they once were. All right, so Ticket TV talked about this. I did a video about this earlier. And we said, watch how, now that he said this, the media members are going to come at Joel Embiid. Well, none other than Kendrick Perkins has come out and said that Joel Embiid has more pressure on him to win a title than any other player in the NBA. He talked about how Joel Embiid has many different accomplishments, winning MVP the year before last. Now he talks about how now he has a lot of help. He has Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, who are both all-star level players. A better, you could argue, a better supporting cast than ever before. And he emphasized why Embiid is under unparalleled pressure in the NBA. No player has ever had this much pressure on them to win. He said, quote, and he said this on ESPN NBA Today. He's under the most pressure. He's under Jason Tatum type pressure. There's no other player in the league that's under the most pressure like Joel Embiid. He has the necessary pieces to get it done. Now, it's interesting. This comes almost at the same time that those statements that he issued via an interview with New York Times were put out. Now, he says Jason Tatum-like pressure. I'll be honest with you. This team didn't have that much pressure to win. I didn't see them constantly talking about how Jason Tatum got to win now, even though, they've been talking about Boston being a championship-level team for 4 years now, but I never really seen the media put that much pressure on Tatum. But they're going to start doing it with Joel Embiid if he doesn't rescind his comments. This is how they get revenge on these players. And don't get me wrong, I know what some people are going to say. Hey, Too Raw, don't you always talk about how Joel Embiid should have more pressure on him? Absolutely. But that's not the point of this video. The point isn't that Joel Embiid should not have pressure put upon him. The point of this video is why they're doing and saying what they're saying. Now, to a certain extent, maybe Joel Embiid, Kendrick Perkins does feel that way. But make no mistake about it, you're going to see more and more of this in the days ahead if they don't pressure him to make some sort of retraction on what he said. Like this, these are the strong arm tactics of the Lemafia. I mean, that's what it is now. We shouldn't even call it the Media no more. I'm gonna start calling it the Lemafia. That's what they are, the Lemafia. They try to use strong arm tactics to get people. They're bullying people now, man. They're bullying people into the position. So it's no longer the Media. It's, in my opinion, it's the Lemafia. So I know Perk has said that people have tried to come to him and get him to augment his views. So he definitely acknowledged that there is a Lemafia. So, it is what it is. You know, I know Perk tried to run away from it, but I definitely believe he's still influenced. If you work for BSPN, then you're still definitely influenced by those folks. Those guys have a lot of power and influence. I just, I don't particularly care for Joel Embiid because this dude recently said he would have been the GOAT had it not been for injuries. You on some bullshit with that, brother. But, I'll throw anybody a bone who goes out and tell the truth every now and then. That's what he did. But make no mistake about it as well. Unless he issues some sort of retraction or caves in, the Lemafia is going to terrorize him via the media narrative. So, you know what I'm saying? Just want to put that out there. Tell me what you guys think.